Meow. Man, I love Minecraft. I wanted to start the video with this little phrase because of two reasons. First, I find it funny. Second, this is not meant to be a video hating on Minecraft. I'd say it is genuinely one of my favorite games ever, and I find myself always coming back to it. No, it's because I love this game that I must be honest and talk about one of its flaws, or at least something I consider a flaw. Now, of course, Minecraft is not a perfect game, but I think most of its problems come from the management of it, rather than the way it was designed. Except this one. The way Minecraft is designed makes Minecraft a bad survival game. I am not the first person to make this claim, but let me throw my opinion, my views and personal experience into it. So, I'm going to divide the video in some nice little sections for your viewing pleasure. That's my first point. Food. Farming crops is very easy. Farming animals is slightly more complicated. Cows and pigs are the best source of food before you can get golden carrots, which can be acquired very easily, either from a villager or a gold farm. As long as you actually know the methods, securing food is not very complicated. The thing is, food tends to be one of the big difficulty points in most survival games, but in Minecraft, it's more of a minor inconvenience than anything. I think this is especially problematic because of my second point: natural regeneration. It is just too strong. You heal at a very fast rate, so even on a pinch, you can get your health back quite quickly. The funny thing is, it wasn't always like this. There was a point in time where natural regeneration was a lot slower. A little tangent here, but that's why I also don't like the combat update. Before, doing chip damage to your opponents meant something, as you could wear them down, but now that's just not something you can rely on. To further prove my point, here's me not dying in lava, just wearing a full set of diamond armor with protection 4 and golden carrots. You can even see how my helmet breaks, and it still takes me a lot to die. Now, sure, survivability is not a problem, but there are a lot of things that can kill you. Which brings us to my third point: very avoidable threats or lack of threats. If you're more experienced with the game, you know there are ways to just avoid almost all threats in the game, if you so wanted, and prepare for it accordingly. What do I mean by this exactly? Let's go through the list, shall we? For new players, one of the main threats is the nighttime. However, once you start having some experience, you understand that you can just lock yourself in a hole and let time pass until the sun is back. This way, there are only a couple of threats left, and besides creepers, they tend to be fairly uncommon. Once you get a little more experience, however, you know you can just run around the world, wherever you need to go, and you'll be fine, as long as you don't stop for too long. You can literally outrun most threats, the only real exception being baby zombies. Another big threat are the caves. Once you gain some knowledge, however, you learn you can avoid them entirely, and just strip mine. You'll find what you need, but it will take longer. Once you start gaining more knowledge about the game, you understand that as long as you don't bite more than you can chew, caves are fairly safe. Patience is key with this one. Let's go to another. Biggest threat is lava, which can be nullified by the potion you can easily get with some gold. Also, we've seen before how it isn't really that big of a deal. The nether is quite vertical too, but fall damage can be drastically reduced with enchantments, which you don't need the nether to get. Blazes, again, potions, just don't get too close to them. Wither skeletons? Fair. They are quite strong, but can be nullified by the power of being short, and you can outrun them. Short kings, rise up. Then, we do get to the good part. Bastions. I really like Bastion's difficulty. You need to be very careful because of these bastards. Piglin Brood will kill you, and the most protection you can meet this guy at is a full diamond protection 4, and he still does a lot of damage at that point. Also, he can break your shield, The problem is that him too gets dismantled in a very simple way. 2 blocks. If that's not how you like to roll, you also have Bow. He literally cannot get to you. Of course, the thing about bastions are their layout and the amount of enemies, so you still need to be careful around them. The end. Enderman, boat, water, short king. Very easy to dismantle him. Shulkers not very strong. Ender pearls and enchantments nullify this threat, and you can even use them to your favor. What about the Wither boss? Well, he is strong, but it's kind of a joke. You can even track him in Bedrock for an easy kill. Let's go back to the overworld. Let's see some structures. Mineshaft. There's not a very good reason to go into this to begin with, but cave spires are fairly dangerous. They can be literally dismantled once you break the spawner. However, honey can nullify poison, and it is not strong enough to be a huge problem, in the short term at least. A stronghold. 0 threats. Silverfish may be many, but they are not strong enough. Trial chambers. Kinda cool, but lame if you go there past the mid-game. Threats are not threatening enough. The loot is cool though. Ocean Monument. Milk, doors, potions. The Guardians do deal a lot of damage, but their attacks are very slow and can be blocked by hiding behind a wall. Now, it's time for the real heavy hitters. Wraiths. Evoker does magic damage, which ignores protection, and they summon the Vex. They are slippery, there's many at a time, and despite being fragile, they do deal decent damage. Vindicators. Their Iron Axe does decent damage, and they are quite quick. Villagers are a joke, not threatening at all. Which would be unfair to call useless because they are the support, not the main force. And Ravagers. They are big, strong, and tanky. If you attack from high up, they are less threatening, but other threats in the raid are not going to let you do that easily. They are very vulnerable to bows though, as you can outrun them. Counterpoint. Raid farms. I dislike this because the raid is genuinely tough and a real challenge, but can be easily cheesed. What a shame, really. Ender Dragon. First time per world only. I specifically say the tough part is the first dragon fight, because by this point you wouldn't have the Elytra yet, and if you're unlucky, the dragon may just yeet you out of the island. Aside from that, she is not a big threat, really. I suppose her dragon breath is strong, but it's not very oppressive since she only does that sometimes and on a relatively small area. Once you beat her and get the Elytra, the first threat is non-existent. Also, railguns. Ancient cities. They are dangerous in the sense that the Warden is the toughest mob in the game. Look at this clip of me summoning and just getting away from him quite easily. That is a third warning, and now normally I should be very careful with this. But look, I'm just gonna spawn it. It's not gonna be an issue at all. Okay, where is it? Get out. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's the guy. Look, he doesn't even know where I am. Well, he knows, Yeah, oh look. I just do it like this. That's it. He doesn't know where I'm at anymore. I'm getting very far from him. He rarely knows where I'm at anymore. Yeah, look, and now I'm on wool and I can just go away without any issue whatsoever. Especially in the ancient cities. In the ancient cities are specifically built to go around, and like even if you trigger the warden, it's not even a big issue. Like, you know, I got quite far away from him. Let's see, where is he? I'm all the way over here, and he's still there. He's still here. he hasn't left this initial area. Besides, you're not actually meant to fight the warden. That's why his drop is very uninteresting. If you do actually throw hands with him, I do suppose he's a real threat, though. Charge Creeper. Yeah, this guy will kill you, but he's very uncommon to spawn naturally, and also chill. Also, if you really wanted, you could downgrade your world and get the perfect armor, or at least one that includes blast protection. Also, if you have the totem on your left hand, you're fine, since creepers are not persistent threats. So, basically, the biggest threats are an event that can be cheesed, an enemy that barely spawns naturally, but is completely nullified with either of two items, and an optional boss that you can get away from fairly easily. Let's get to my final point. The totem. I hate this item. It's very dumb that this item is so powerful and yet so easily farmable. It's a get out of jail free card from non-persistent threats, like falling, creepers, big explosions and other types of threat like fire and lava, from the fire resistance you get. Pair this with an elytra and some rockets and you can safely escape from most dangerous situations. I don't mind it as an item, I just wish it wasn't so easy to obtain. Like, maybe if it was as rare as an enchanted golden apple, then I think it will be a lot nicer. And that's it. Those have been the design decisions that have made Minecraft a bad survival game. Food, the main way to heal, is easily acquirable. Most threats have a way to be easily dealt with, others just require patience. Then, the item that lets you erase a mistake and is not as rare as it should be. And lastly, natural regeneration is quite strong. Now, I've cried for long enough. Does this actually matter? Well, that depends on what your answer is for the next question. What is Minecraft to you? Whatever your answer was, you're right. And that's the beauty of it. Minecraft is not just a blocky 3D survival game. Minecraft is a sandbox. The beauty of Minecraft is that it is whatever you want it to be. Now, sure, if you want a rough survival experience, the default options may not be for you. However, luckily enough, you can still tweak them in vanilla. A common way to do this is an ultra hardcore playthrough, where you just disable natural regeneration. Now, this may seem like a lot, but it's actually very possible, while still being challenging. If that's too much for you, you can still play challenge maps, and while they're far from the intended survival experience, they offer a good difficulty and balance in the items they actually give you. If that's not exactly what you want, I suppose you could always give mods a try. Arrowcraft and Better Than Wolves lean way more into the survival aspect of Minecraft, so those are great places to look into if that's what you're after. Now, if you actually want to play like that, that's great. You have your options. However, let's go back to the question. What is Minecraft to you? For others, at some point in your Minecraft journey, Minecraft stops being about surviving, and it starts being about living. You make farms to help you gather items. You make ways to travel faster. You make a nice house just for the sake of having a nice house. You start making sculptures, towns, structures, paintings. You start making highly specialized farms just because you think they're cool, or because future plans require it. You start making highly technical features. You make ways to flex your wealth. You put your achievements to display. You start collecting items. You start collecting mobs. You hunt achievements. You hunt for rare happenings. You make whatever you want to make. You do whatever you want to do. There are limits, sure, but the ceiling is so high that it's basically the sky. If you want Minecraft to be a good survival game, that's valid. You can make it one. Just understand that the game is not just that. Why don't you give it a try? The beauty of Minecraft is that it lets you be the captain of your own ship. So, contextually speaking, where to next, Captain? What is the Minecraft project you're most proud of? I'd love to hear you in the comments. Do you disagree with what I said here? Feel free to call me dumb there as well. Lastly, I know it's kinda corny, but if you like the video, you know what to do. My name is Oso Polar, and this was Minecraft is a bad survival game, and that's okay. Thank you for watching.